Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Gwinnett Business Radio.
And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Gwinnett Business Radio, a very special edition from the American Cancer Society's campaign, Real Men Wear Pink. That's going to be our theme today. Mike Salmon with you, live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio in the beautiful Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel, alongside Amanda Pearch. Good morning, Amanda. Hold on. Let me turn your microphone on. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Amanda. We have a full house. We've got people at the table. We're going to be doing chair hopping and stuff today to get more people around the table. It's a full house. Tell us, Amanda, why we're here today and what's going on.
Well, we are celebrating. First of all, I must say that I am flattered and honored to be in a room full of so many handsome fellas with pink on today. The whole studio, we're calling it #PinkOut, and it's in support of the American Cancer Society, specifically breast cancer, because October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But as we were chatting about before the show, cancer is something that has touched everyone's life. So today is our tribute to the honorees and to the campaign itself in an effort to help drive awareness to this disease and also the efforts that are being made to raise funds.
Well, Business RadioX is so proud to be able to support this wonderful campaign. And two of the men joining us today and looking good in their pink are Bill Floor and Bruce Nelson. They're the co-chairs of the Real Men Wear Pink, the Atlanta campaign. Tell us exactly what you guys are doing and what we're in store for.
Well, this is a campaign that's in the fifth year now. It's become national. There's about 45 cities that participate. Atlanta being the global headquarters for American Cancer Society is important and why we finish number one and want to be number one every year. But it is to raise awareness. You already said that, and that's the most important part, but it's also to raise funds. So this is a very special year in the fifth year because, of course, because of COVID. American Cancer Society, believe it or not, I'm going to throw out a number that probably shock you, is $200 million behind in donations
year over year. A lot of challenges.
So if you can imagine the challenge that puts in front, the number of researchers, the global headquarters is in Centennial Park, and what that costs. They've had a 40% staff reduction this year, so 40% of the people that help fight this and research it and do those kind of things are no longer with American Cancer Society this year. And like everyone else, we're looking forward to a time when some of this is behind us, but think what that means. So the honorees this year have a special challenge in front of them. Last year, we set a record and raised over $300,000 with 25 strong business leaders. This year, we actually topped that bar, and we have 34 incredible gentlemen, and you'll meet 4 of them today. And the challenge to get those funds this year, things like Relay for Life, if you've seen that, very, very popular campaign, didn't get to happen this year. What didn't happen at all. Making Strides has some events, but it's just not able to do the things that it did in the past. So this year, more meaningful than ever. Each of them will tell you some about why it's meaningful for them. I can tell you a personal relationship. This is my third year out of the 5, second year as a co-chair. And in my own family, and my wife has been affected, and we've lost people to it. And adding into the other types of cancer, there's people in the family fighting it right now. So it does have a personal relationship for all of us. And I can't wait for you to hear from each of the men today that are doing their things. And right now, I'll pass it on to my co-chair, Bill Floor.
Yeah, and that's the same for me. Just like Bruce said, he actually approached me last year. He worked for Rico USA, which is a Rico family group along with my company, Rico Electronics. And he said, hey, we're doing this thing. Can someone from your company join us? And I decided to do it. And just like Bruce said, I have a personal touch, too. My wife was affected by it. She had a radical nodule, a very minor procedure, but a scary procedure nonetheless. I had a sister-in-law who passed away at 29 years old. She left behind 5 children. I have friends, Kim and Teresa, who are survivors. And Becky, you made if you remember, something for her last year, which was incredible. And this is just somebody I saw through Facebook through a cousin of mine. So there's so many people that that are affected, and we can make a difference, and that's what we're here for, is to make an impact and affect the mortality rate in a favorable way.
Tell just because I like to brag on you guys had an astronomical amount of funds that you raised during the time that you guys campaigned together. Go ahead and share that number so people understand the quantity of dollars that we're dealing with in an effort to raise.
So between the two of us, probably a little over 30,000. We've got people that have done 30 and 60 themselves. So we're not the top type contributors, but it stuck with us and decided to stay on as a co-chair. And if you see men around this month in October wearing pink, there might be a good chance that, one, they're helping with that awareness, but they may be part of this campaign because it's widespread across. Again, there's 34 of them that are really looking to help make a difference this year. So that wearing pink every day is one of the commitments. Mm-hmm. The second commitment is to raise the awareness, to get the word out that there is that even though there were cutbacks, there is still a hotline at the Cancer Society. If you're scared or you think you've seen something. The number one thing I want to share on this, outside of the fundraising and the awareness part of, is this year, because of COVID and because of the things we're going through, the stage of cancer that people are finding their diagnosis is a full stage later. Mm-hmm. So think about what that means. People that found it last year and years before in stage 1, which, if anyone knows anything about cancer, when you find it is the most important thing. Because of the things that are happening, people are afraid to go get their colonoscopy, and they're afraid to go get their mammograms.
That's right.
That's the kind of thing we need to get the word out on, that you can't let those things go. COVID is definitely an impact and is very important, and we have to watch it. But the other parts of your health, you don't want to find cancer at a stage later than it is. So that's another part of the awareness.
Yeah, early detection and early care, early treatment. That's what's needed.
Now, Bruce and Bill, before we bring on the 4 honorees or the 4 participants of the team that you talked about, there's some rules in the Real Men Wear Pink campaign. What are the rules that these guys have to follow, and what happens if they break the rules?
So usually there's some type of donation if you break the rules. There's some type of financial commitment that if you're caught not doing one of these, you have to give $100 to your own campaign. Those are all, fun rules, if you will. But the rules are that, you get that word out, but you rock that pink, that you have to have a pink shirt, you have to have pink socks, pink lapel pin.
Does it have to be visible? I mean, can I wear a pink underwear?
Well, that can definitely happen.
But
you want people to see it.
Show it if someone asks you to show your pink.
Okay, so unless you're wearing the underwear on the outside, you're not going to see that.
Yeah, so you want it to be visible.
But you feel good about it.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
And you want it to be enough that someone might ask. It's like, wow, or Ben, Daniel, Antonio, I see you're wearing pink every day. What's up with that? One day is pretty cool, but this is the 4th time I've seen you this month wearing pink. What's up? That's the awareness part, that, you want it to be enough. I wore a pink hat quite a few times last year and actually had a pink suit jacket. So those kind of things get attention pretty good. The pink shirts are becoming commonplace, but like in here in the studio, when you see 6 guys wearing a pink
tie,
then all of a sudden you say, all right, something's going on.
It's definitely awareness.
But again, if we weren't wearing our pink today, we would have to donate something.
Penalty box.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring in the honorees and let them talk about the great work they're doing. And joining us on the program today, these are the men that are actually going out there wearing pink every single day, and they are raising the funds. Ben Watkins is here when he's not when he's rocking the pink. He works for the Beck Group, but Ben is here along with Daniel Nelson with Rico, also Antonio Molina with Consultorio Medico Hispanico. I should have had you do the Hispanic. Yeah, I should have had you do the Spanish part.
It's okay.
And John Garner with One Digital Health and Benefits. So we welcome all 4 to the table. And Amanda, I'll let you talk to them about why this is so important to them.
All right, fellas, welcome. And it's so good to see you guys. I do just have to point out, because Bruce hopped up out of the seat, and he has passed the pink torch on, I think, to Daniel this year. So although Bruce is rocking the co-chair, he has now passed the honoree torch down to his bloodline.
His son.
It's his son, yes. I didn't know if you want that disclosed. But good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. I guess we'll open up and we'll just kind of have a discussion all together, and we'll start with why this campaign is so near and dear to your heart. As Bruce mentioned and as Bill was talking about, cancer is something that has touched pretty much everybody. So I guess I'd like for you to share with the listeners what was the inspiration for have you dive into the campaign and what's kind of the driving force as far as your support to raise the funds.
Yeah, sure. I'll jump right in since you mentioned my name. So I've seen this, as Bruce said, with Rico and our family group for years now. I've been a part of it. We've had golf tournaments, many different things that we can work through. And it's been exciting to see the support every year that we have come in and the showing, even in the crazy year that we've had so far, being able to see what everyone wants to do and wants to help. And it has its challenges, of course. So when we're going through and talking about the things that we can do, this year has definitely been a challenge. So when I'm sorry.
I remember the golf tournament from last year.
We did.
And that was so wonderful. That was all pinked out. That's actually where I met Aaron to kind of start this whole thing last year. So that was a big event that you guys kind of put on. And I'm sure you guys all the fellas here look like golfers. So I'm sure we've all participated in a golf charity event to raise some funds for that. So you were mentioning that it's been a little bit difficult this year because events have kind of been scaled back. So what are some other things that you guys have been doing to drive awareness or kind of campaign per se? Because we're not only campaigning for you guys, but there's a literal political campaign going on right now. So campaigning your efforts, what are you guys doing? And maybe we'll start with Antonio because you're right here to my right.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. So we've definitely been active out there. You know, I see my fellow honorees posting and making sure that we're on social media. The world lives on social media today, right? Before we got on, we were talking about all the various platforms that you can now get your message out. So I think it is important. Luckily, we did have a good number of people out there golfing. I was out there my first year as part of the what was it? To the pink. Put to the pink.
Putting on the pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Yeah, there you go. So
Something to the pink.
obviously I brought a ringer with me, so I didn't look that bad. But we did a good. It was a good time out there raising funds. I had a couple of individuals too that, even though they couldn't come out and play, they were still willing to contribute. And I think, given the situation we're in, right, we're lucky that people still have a heart and understand the importance of this. The more that I get involved in this campaign, the more that I find out from friends and family about how much the need is there, how many people have actually been affected is something crazy when you're talking to someone and you're like, hey, so listen, I'm working on this campaign this year. And they're like, that's awesome. My mother, my aunt, my sister, my cousin have all passed away from this. And you're like, God, I never knew that about you. Like, it's crazy, right? How serious the impact is and how much our work is needed. So I'm honored to be part of this and try to raise awareness, especially within my community, and making sure that Hispanics, Latinos are at the table as well, making sure that we support, because no one is spared from this, right? Nobody is able to say I'm of a certain race, and so it's not going to affect me. We're all affected in the same way, and the need is great. So I'm excited.
Go around the
very
table,
much.
John.
No, that's
Rocking that pink, John.
I'm trying. I'm trying to keep up with everyone in this room.
John didn't know it last year. It was foretold in the stars that he would be an honoree this year. But John was a big supporter, just in spirit, with us last year, and he was rocking his pink. And I'm so thrilled that he is actually an honoree this year. So please, John, tell us a little bit about why you joined the force.
I'm first of all, very surprised that I am an honoree this year, because thanks to you, Amanda, and Aaron, that post on LinkedIn just drew me in, because I do have connections. I mean, and it's to the heart. Which is it'll be
Yes, and that's exactly why we're here today, to share the personal aspect about what's going on. As we mentioned before, it has touched each and every one of us.
I have right now. It's I know October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's why I'm a huge supporter of all cancers. Sorry.
No worries. We can come back to you if you'd like.
No, I get this.
Okay.
I have actually a 14-year-old niece that's been battling cancer for about 2.5 years. So,
it's very personal for you.
Very. She's super strong.
And you're here fighting for her.
That is correct.
Among all the others. Now, John, you showed me, and we don't have to spend too much time on it because I don't want to pull at your heartstrings. But the type of cancer that she's suffering from was something that we couldn't even pronounce or read. I think it contained every letter of the alphabet. And it's, I'll let you give it a try.
It is alveolar-rhabdomyosarcoma, and it has about a 5% survival rate. So she's been battling 2.5 years. My sister, the entire family, everybody's just, and she's a cheerleader, and she's out there cheerleading right now. So,
wow.
She's gone through the max treatment she can have. So, this means everything to me. Everybody doesn't realize, it touches. I lost somebody with pancreatic cancer, a real close, like my father figure. And this, not only just because it's, it's October, but even pediatric, yellow last month, pink this month. Just get involved. And that's what this is all about, is awareness, because prevention is huge. You catch this early, you have a greater chance. And you can see the stats on it. I was in the ER for 8 years, and you just see it. It just works, by getting in, getting checked. Don't be scared of what you're going to find out. Be happy what you find out, because the earlier you catch it, the better you are, and the more prevention you are.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good point, not
awesome
to be
point.
scared. Well, I'd just like to say that your niece she's showing her fighting spirit by going and cheering others on, and she has, still carried that along. So I'm sure that she will continue to fight,
yes,
and I wish her the
And
best.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
John, I want to chime in too, because I lost a younger brother to brain cancer, and he was one that was afraid did not want to go to the doctor, had headaches and things like that. But a lot of people just fear the doctor, but you need to not. The consequences of not going are a lot worse.
Too great.
And so he lost his battle at the age of 40, and so he's no longer with us. And to talk about how it touches everybody, my father also pancreatic cancer. So that 2 people in my immediate family touched by this.
I think it's important to know too, right, that the money that we're raising is not only going to help with research to find a cure, but it also goes to help with prevention, detection, support. A lot of families are served directly when they're going through treatment, getting rides to and from the hospital, getting a place to stay. This money does not go to anybody's pockets, but to help serve those people that really need it, and help families along the way. So that's why this is important. I think that's why we do this, right? Because at the end of the day, yes, we all want to get to a cure, but there's people that are going through this now. The earlier we could find it, the earlier we could start treating it, and making sure that they have the support to get the treatment is vital.
Early detection is the key. As John alluded to, the sooner you find out, the sooner it can be battled. Ben Watkins, I know you're a part of the team, and this is close to you as well.
Absolutely. So I was going to share some thoughts and then also a why at this time too. But we mentioned COVID and the $200 million shortfall with the American Cancer Society this year. And so I have been thinking about all year with COVID, what is something I could do to help a nonprofit. So when this came along and found me,
Yes.
it was such a natural progression to say yes. And I was like racking my brain, what could I do? I need to help in some kind of way. So luckily, this found me. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. Along those same lines, everyone, is feeling some type of financial impact from COVID. So I've been really trying to come up with some creative ways to raise funds. We talked about social media already. So one of the ideas that I had was, in lieu of, looking for these large donations, or looking for, big chunks at a time, leverage my network on LinkedIn. I've got a pretty robust network on LinkedIn of connections. So an idea I had was that if I could get just 1,000 of those connections to each donate $10, just $10, which I sort of jokingly put on the post. That's 2 trips to Starbucks, or maybe 1 if you're Amanda and with your order. Everybody could likely spare that, and that was one of the ideas I had, which I thought was something that would be where people could help, but not feel like it was too much to do. So that's going pretty well. Hoping to get more, because I did also commit that for every one of my connections that donates is for me to kick in an additional $1. So if we do get 1,000, I'm on the hook for quite a bit, which I'm happy to do. Quick personal story though, since we're all doing that, that's a little bit different, and I think it's pretty cool. What a lot of people don't know is that breast cancer also affects males. And in fact, the first mentor that I had in my industry when I got out of college, the first person I worked for, who I am just tremendously indebted. I most certainly wouldn't be sitting here today if it wasn't for him and him getting me kicked off in the right way in my career as a survivor of male breast cancer. Wow. So I was thinking about how to get involved this year. This came along, and I immediately thought, wow, you know what? If I was going to do something, this is a great one because, I could do it for him as well. So happy to be here and happy to be a part of it. And everybody's got a little bit different twist on why. And, just excited and happy to be a part of it.
I will say the power of LinkedIn really quickly, because Ben is a community partner of ours here at Business RadioX, and he did a spotlight interview maybe 3 months ago or so. And I believe that's what attracted Aaron to reach out to you in an effort to join the campaign. And same thing with John, with flashing all the pink and all the participation. So talking about leveraging our online networks or just a great community in itself, I think that we've all been able to leverage LinkedIn, if not for this specific cause or for another connection, even in this room, and also share the message. So the power of social media really kind of connects us all today. And you guys doing all your promotions on social media, I think, are going to have a great impact.
Yeah, we actually have a little thing going with John right now. So I started it, and he joined it. So he's on the hook now. So we said if we're both able, well, I was already committed, right? I said if I'm able to get $10,000 in contributions, I'm dyeing my hair pink, which I found out it's going to be harder than I thought.
You have to bleach it first.
Twice. Right. I got to bleach it twice. Thank you, Amanda. Twice do I have to bleach it before I actually do the pink.
We match in the beard.
It is on.
We match in the beard too, right?
I don't know about the beard. I had said the hair. I guess John, well, if you want to do the beard too, but you got to grow the beard then.
Oh, I couldn't do that. I can't do that.
That might hurt your face. I don't know if you can bleach your facial hair that closely.
I don't know.
Maybe check
I'm
with
willing
your beautician.
to. I think the pain that I'll go through is far less than what people that are going through this condition are going through. So I'll take it on. The whole bleaching twice thing is going to be interesting, so we'll see. But you might see me walking around in pink hair. I can't wait to go in front of them.
And a really big rash on your face. Your face is going to be pink from the bleach.
And along with that, I jumped down and said, all right, you know what? I'm with you. So, Antonio, I'm going
guys.
pink. If we get it, we reach this, I'm on it with pink too.
Oh my God!
I'd like to just quickly point out, that was a thing I would love to participate in. So I don't really think
are
it's
you
that
gonna
bad.
jump on the bandwagon?
I'd love
He's
to
like,
do
guys,
it,
but
we can do one of those temporary tattoos.
Not sure it would work.
Oh, and they
for
do.
me.
They have that pink spray stuff at Halloween. It's like almost Halloween. You can get away with the pink hairspray.
For those listening on the radio, just so you know, Ben does not have hair on top of his head. That's why he made that comment. But if you guys get to the point where you start talking about chest hair, then maybe you've gone a little too far. But as we're keeping it light, have any of you so far, and we're still fairly early in the month as we do this podcast, has anybody here had a penalty against them? Has anybody here had a day where they forgot to put pink on?
Nope, no, sir.
How do you not? I mean, how do you remember? Do you guys have any tactics that you use at home for me to wear my pink shirt today for the show?
Singular.
I pulled it out. Yeah.
Singular.
I pulled the shirt out the night before and hung it right there where I couldn't see. Where I could see it right away, so I wouldn't forget. You guys have any things like that you're using to make sure you don't ever forget? Because there are days when you're tied up with your work, you're thinking about business, and you just get 11 other months of the year, you just get dressed and run out the door.
Well, I actually just bring this right in. I mean, it's just a natural. It's like, hey, I bring it in like I'm doing work now. Yeah. That's what this is. A normal routine. Just put pink on. I mean, it's just, and I love pink anyway, so I'm okay with it. Purple, pink, love pink. I could wear it every day.
Well, Mike, you put Ben on the spot. Ben and I are going to put you on the spot.
Oh.
Tell them how.
Wait a minute,
let me turn your mic off. You are to this.
Sorry, Amanda, your mic's not working anymore.
I'll let you share with the class. Come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mike,
very
Mike is all in. Mike is
I have
very
no idea what you're
committed to
talking
the
about.
campaign. I'd like to turn the tables just a little bit and talk about the corporate efforts. You guys don't have to go too much into detail, but how I kind of aligned with this campaign in addition with Aaron was through Rico. And Rico's been a partner of ours, so we were enthusiastic. I understand each of your companies are backing you guys or supporting you in some sort of way. Maybe you can each give just like a little brief synopsis of what your corporations are doing to support you and the reaction that you've gotten from your colleagues by being a participant.
No, like you said, Rico, we're really excited about it and done it for several years now. And with COVID and not being able to go in, even wearing pink every day is a little more difficult. So we get our backgrounds and whatnot when we're on meetings. So those are good ways to show our support. But for instance, we have a diversity council that we work with. And that diversity council, we look for different ways to help out, and things like do a virtual bingo or raffle baskets off, things like that we're going to help with. And everyone's super excited because we've done it for so many years. But that's one of the things that we're doing.
I remember when I went poked around Rico last year, Bill had it all decked out. There were all kinds of yummies. There were bake sale efforts. There were baskets, pink galore, and he even had like a big, like temperature gauge thermometer on the wall to kind of gauge the funds that were raised. So bringing your company in and making it fun is something that's exciting. Go ahead, Ben.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to give everything away because there's going to be some things coming up that we're going to do. But what I would say is that no one is going to mind holding me accountable. I again can't dye my hair, but there are going to be some based on how we do. There's going to be some elevated levels of pink and interesting things that I'll have to wear. So no one is going to mind holding me accountable at all. So.
Oh, that was the teaser. Interesting things that he's going to have to wear. My mind is racing to like pink bodysuits or tutus or
Wrap.
Let's shut down those
leopard
ideas
leggings.
at this point.
I hope that everyone at your company is listening.
Let's shut that down.
Pink underwear outside. I think
Outside
that's a
of
good
your
idea.
pants?
Outside of your pants.
Captain underpants.
Mike wears those crickets. Again, let's hear those crickets. One thing I did want to say that, thank you, perfect timing. One thing I did want to say, just again along the same lines of reasons to do this, and my business, I partner with a lot of the healthcare organizations around the greater Atlanta area in business, and many of the people that I have worked with and currently work with in the healthcare industry are extremely passionate and do a ton to raise awareness in October and all throughout the year for the various different campaigns, but certainly in October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that was kind of like my third reason. I thought it just made a lot of sense for me to show support to those partners who hold October near and dear to their heart as well.
I guess same question to you, John, because I think you might have some sort of recon, something
Ace up
going
his
on.
sleeve.
Yes, ace up your sleeve. What is your plan of attack for this fundraising goal that you have to surmount? And tell me about your creative and interesting ideas. As he has a giant smirk on his face.
Well, as Ben was talking, it just started mixing in a lot of things, bringing in some ideas. But I did bring up, I even actually turned to my wife. I'm like, hey, you're okay with us having a pink wrapped car, right, for the month?
What?
So why not get a car wrapped in pink?
Because you can peel it off, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It comes off. You can get it removed. Same company that puts it on to get it removed. And she's like, what?
That's a commitment.
I said, and
Hopefully
when
you drive a big SUV or something.
Well, I'll have to go rent like one of those Suburbans.
To make it huge.
Yeah, I need to be comfortable. I don't know if, I'm a little small. Can you imagine me in a big pink Suburban?
John, start working on her
They
next
think
year.
you're the Mary Kay lady.
Next year, start working on her about wrapping the house.
Oh, yeah.
Well, speaking of wrap and house, there's actually a pink house in Atlanta. I'm dating myself here. It's called the Trap House, and it's pink. It's very interesting. Side note.
There's
Nice.
pink hotels here in Gwinnett County too.
The one that we're in?
No, the Pink Hotel.
Oh, the pink hotel, yes. Well, this one is kind of tanny pink. Yes, I've seen that.
It's pink on the inside today, though.
It's pink on the inside.
Absolutely, especially in our studio.
Talk about
for sure.
One Digital. How are they supporting you in this campaign? Hopefully,
Well,
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the great part about it is that, all of a sudden this happened real quick, which
Real
I
quick.
was super excited to get involved with. So that's what I'm doing right now, is working with getting this really heavily involved internally. One Digital does support a lot of support nonprofit. So we are here locally in Atlanta. So our headquarters is right here. So and they actually match. So anybody that internally within the company that donates, they actually match. So
that's
a
amazing.
Great company.
So if you raise $10K, they'll match your $10K.
They'll match. There's a limit that they'll give us, but each employee, each employee gives in.
Matches.
They'll match it.
That's
so
nice.
I just had, my principal just donated and put the match in, and it's getting matched. So I love that they get supportive that way, and they do a lot of support. So I'm hoping that it works even more, and more awareness now. And that's my biggest thing is just make people aware, and don't be afraid to go in. Just get in for prevention. I'll push that.
I would agree. And actually, that brings me to a good point. Taking an active role in supporting breast cancer as men and being vocal advocates within your community. I know that's something that you specifically mentioned, John. So you're a very vocal fella anyways. How are you an advocate for this, and how do you vocalize that?
I mean, I vocalize it. Obviously, I have a pink mask, it just really doesn't, with COVID-19, you have to take advantage of a lot of different situations on how you're going to do it. And it's the question. Somebody's like, pink mask? Even my boss, he's like, John, you're going to have to explain that pink mask when we're going to meet with our clients.
Hey, it starts the conversation.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the awareness, and they're like, okay, and I usually try to have the pin, I'll put the pin on, and it starts the conversation, and that's how I'd be, even in all of our virtual events. There's pink, my background. You can change your backgrounds.
Yeah, like you mentioned.
You change your backgrounds all the time, virtual, and just get the question, and there you go.
Antonio, your company, you're the COO.
Yes,
So you get a lot of say in how your company is supporting you.
You better believe it, Mike. We make sure that we're happening. We're actually just started this week. We're going to start actually soliciting contributions from patients themselves, right? So one of the things that we're going to do is I'm creating these little pink candy bars. So I'm actually going to wrap these candy bars up, and we're going to include a coupon on the candy bar. So if you donate $5, $10, $20, we'll match that as a coupon. So it's actually, you're getting it for free because you'll be able to use that in the future. But obviously the contribution is going to go to the organization. So trying to make sure that we can do everything that we can aside from sponsoring and doing other things that we can do, making sure that people understand the importance of this.
Well, gentlemen, before we bring Bruce and Bill back on for final comments, let's go around the table and get one last comment from each of you, just what you want people to take away from our show today. So we'll start with you, Antonio.
Excellent. It's always great to go first because by the time it gets to the last guy, there's not much left to say. So I will say, and I mentioned it earlier, right? Bear in mind where these funds are going to, right? I know everybody is going to a tough time, but believe me, it's nothing in compared to those families that are being directly impacted by cancer. So do what you can, whether it's 5, 10, 50, 1,000, 10,000. I mean, there's players. I know there's people that listen to this program that probably got $100,000 they could drop right now,
and guys,
if they wanted to.
Tax season's coming up. Don't people have to
it is tax
dump
deductible
funds right now to anybody out there listening?
Yes, Amanda. Great point. So please do what you can. We're all here. We'll continue to wear pink the rest of the month. And like we said, some of us have some extravagant goals. If they're hit, you also get to see people walking around with pink hair. So let's make it happen.
COOs
All
with
right.
pink hair.
And John, parting thoughts?
Yeah, I do want to, really, really bring up that same, it doesn't matter what dollar amount you give. Every penny counts. It will add up, and it helps out. And I don't know if anybody knows a whole bunch about it, but, every penny, dollar, whatever you're able to give, helps with free lodging. It helps with their travel time, their rides to treatment centers, and a 24/7 hotline. This is where people need assistance, support at all times. You never know. You're laying there and you just can't get to sleep. You can get on the phone and actually somebody says something to you and you're able to go to sleep, with the struggles. Because you never know. It can be any time that you all of a sudden something really weighs heavy on you. So
that's a really good point, because I don't know if anybody else caught that. But this does go to support all facets of the society, like you said, transportation, assistance, hotlines. It's not just for funding the cure. So that's a very good point, John.
So just really supporting.
All right, Daniel.
Yep. So one of the things that we talk about a lot is the individuals that are currently infected or have been affected, and we all have those people. But I also want to think about future generations as well. So this not only is this for the people that are here now, but I have 2 daughters, and I want to make sure that everything that we do also is going to help them in the future. So thinking about the awareness of today, but also tomorrow, I think is the key takeaway for me.
Good point.
Yep.
Mr. Watkins.
Antonio made a great point. Going last is pretty hard because the guys say a lot of good things. But here's what I would say is, this has been a really, really challenging year for everyone in our community and in our state, in our region, and our country altogether. And the only way, for a number of different reasons, but the only way that we're going to pull through all of this is doing it as a group and doing it together. And it takes everyone to sort of lean in and engage in various situations. So if you're like me and you are looking for a way to help, this is a great one, and I would just encourage you to engage, lean in, whatever your cliche word is. It's really, really, really important. We certainly appreciate it.
I like that, lean in.
I want to bring, as we bring our co-chairs back to the microphones, Bruce Nelson and Bill Floor. For those that may be listening to this program, whether it's now or even months from now, because this podcast is available on iHeartRadio, iTunes, it's going to be out there, forever, and they want to be part of the program. They want to be an honoree. How does that work? Who do they get in touch with?
They hunt you down. They find you.
It actually is a recruitment effort, but this year we added Bill as a co-chair, and I'll let Bill say more about it, but we wanted to start an alumni association. So, it's the 5th year. So the thought process is if there's 25 a year, and then 10 years from now there's 250 supporting the 25 that we bring on that year, imagine the power of that. There's a reason Bill stayed involved. There's a reason I've been wanting to stay involved, and there's a lot of the other alumni that have done a great job in previous years. It's passed down, as you can see. We talked about Daniel, one from father to son, but company to company. Each time we ask that a company that's involved to nominate their successor. So these gentlemen at the end of this year will be saying, hey, do you have someone that can do it? But to your point, if there's someone that wants to do it, then they can go to the website, the American Cancer Society website. Just do a Google search. I'll start into a plug for the funds just like the others did, but no amount is too small. So do that Google search, go in there and see the American Cancer Society, Real Men Wear Pink of Atlanta. You can actually see our standings, where we stand against all the other cities. Help us locally, make sure that Atlanta finishes number 1. And then search for the gentlemen that are there. If one of the men here, we heard the passion and the emotion behind that. Look them up, look at the other leaders, and you can see the different types of company, the diversity, the people that are involved with this, because cancer is not, it's not selective. It affects everybody.
And
That's
on
right.
the website, we're actually going to list all the honorees that joined us today's names. So if you're searching for one of these gentlemen specifically, you'll be able to access their link.
Yeah, perfect. And I appreciate it. This is Bill. And just like Bruce said, I stayed on. They asked me to be the alumni coordinator, if you will. And just last year, we were able to do really good events. We were able to do them in person. Here, it's not the same, because not so much in person. This is actually one of the few in-person things we're able to do. A lot of it is virtual. So it's a different challenge, but it's also interesting, and it's another in some ways it's an advantage. You could learn more about people that way. But last year, Michael Jones was the
I remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
Michael Jones from Rico USA. Daniel stepping into his shoes now. Lyle Banks from CBS TV 46. We really hit it off. He's just a great guy. We actually went golfing at Bruce's event recently. So yeah, the alumni participation is key, and meeting folks like you and getting the network out, and Gwinnett Business RadioX helping to spread the word, and everyone listening to spread the word, everyone on LinkedIn to spread. So you get this network out, it just grows exponentially, and we can reach so many people, get the funds we need, get the education out about available care, and get folks cured.
Move.
Yes, that's what we
Move
need.
people.
Yes. So thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Bruce, and thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Mike, did you have anything to add?
No, I want to thank Bill and Bruce for co-chairing. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us as well. Antonio Molina and Daniel Nelson and Ben Watkins and John Garner for their time. And again, the website, Bruce, one last time, if you want to go and you want to select one of these gentlemen, the website to go to is?
Well, it's cancer.org, but I think the easiest way for everyone here, let's make it really simple. Just do a search and look for American Cancer Society, Real Men Wear Pink of Atlanta. And when that comes up, it'll show all of us, all the honorees, the co-chairs, everyone's story behind it, and their personal sites. Each of them have a personal website. So rather than giving you the long URL, just do that search. And again, just every little bit. I love the idea of the $10 per person. Mm-hmm. If everybody that's listening to this could just give $10, it would make a huge difference to everyone. So just choose one of the gentlemen and go to their page and donate. And it will make a great difference. And I'd like to echo Bill, too. Thank you for Business RadioX for giving us this opportunity to help get that word out. It's very meaningful.
All right.
Pleasure.
All right, we want to take care of some business real quick and tell you about love. And we've had a lot of love in the studio today, but love is what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Enjoy big savings and a hassle-free experience at Subaru of Gwinnett, where people sell cars. Visit SubaruofGwinnett.com today and join their family, or come in and see the difference. If you're already a Subaruist, like I am, then check out their Facebook page for the latest news, offers, and community events. And on behalf of Subaru of Gwinnett and Business RadioX here at Gwinnett Studio, we want to get things going by making a $500 donation to the Real Men Wear Pink today.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely. So, again,
and now
thank you.
I'm just going to bust you because you did it. Mike is so committed to this cause. Don't you cut this, Mike. He painted his fingernails pink for the Real Men that Wear Pink. Excuse me. Tracy, his wonderful wife, was kind enough to slap that pink polish on his nails. So we'll get some fun photos.
Get them
so
on the
you
website.
can see.
Got to see it on the website.
Yes.
If they're going to go all in,
we're going all in.
Right.
Hey, I do just want to remind you guys, if you'd like to listen to this podcast, it is available on all the major platforms. I like to listen on iTunes. If you aren't already following us, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. We are all over social media at Gwinnett RadioX, and we look forward to connecting with you. Until next time, I am Amanda Pierce.
And I'm Mike Salmon with the pink fingernails, and we'll see you next time here on Gwinnett Business Radio.